Morning, morning. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. I've got a special little video that I've produced, and I'm going to run it on my Trike. I'm going to take a tour of Bishop's University. I've mounted the camera to the helmet, to my helmet, so if you get a little seasick, all the rocking back and forth, well, that's going to subside as soon as I get up this hill. We're entering Bishop's University, which is a local university where I went to 30 years ago. And on the right, you can see St. Mark's Chapel, which is the oldest operating chapel, I believe, in North America. And ahead of us are what is known locally as the arches that lead directly into the quad of Bishop's University, Champlain Regional College, which is a combined university with a post-secondary education. And anyway, we will go into the quad here. It is Saturday, and as you can see, the quad is exceptionally quiet. There's very little. You can see there's like a clock tower up there, like Back to the Future, up on the left-hand side. And on the left-hand side, you can see the residences. Ahead of us is the library, and I'll swing around and show you some of the various buildings that you can see directly from the quad, which is the central core of the university. You've got McGreer Hall, and ahead of us the Nichols Arts Building now, the back end of the Nichols Arts Building, and some of the residents like Munster and Keener and various things over there on the right. And I guess there's no activity in the quad right now, as you can plainly see. I'll swing around and show you where we've come from. Those are the arches over there where we came through. And I'm going to swing around and hopefully some of this rocking will stop when I start running on the pavement. I'm on a recumbent three-wheeled vehicle, human-powered vehicle, no engine. I'm the engine. And anyway, we'll rock through here. The reason I'm going through the left-hand side, if you look at the manhole covers, I don't want to tear up my tires over those manhole covers. So I went through the other end. I don't think it's going to affect anything. It's like a ghost town in here right now, as you can plainly see. I'm going to swing over and head over to where the English faculty have their offices. This is the building ahead. And anyway, everything is pretty well shut down, kind of between the winter session and the summer session. So we practically have the entire campus to ourselves. And you can see there's the back end of the Nichols Arts Building. And it joins to the Johnson Building through that connector there, Johnson Science Building. And up top you can see on the Johnson Science Building an observatory there on the right-hand upper right corner. And anyway, we'll swing around. I need some water, so I'm just going to briefly pull in here and kind of refuel. I had to go down a nice 2-mile downhill in order to get here and avoid the traffic by going on the sidewalk and over the bridge leading to the university. So what we're going to do here is kind of refresh myself, and but there won't be any delay to you. I'll just stop the video for a minute and then restart it. There we go. And we're back. I'm all refreshed and ready to take on this whole campus again on this Trike. Small campus. it won't take that long to go through it all. But anyway, we'll roll out into the main section here, into the beyond the quad, and head over to the left. You can see ahead of us the Student Union building. That's like an activity center. They used to have a pub inside there, but that long since is closed down for various nefarious reasons. There was too much activity on the weekend, so they shut it down, and you can still get a drink in town at the Golden Lion pub down the street. But the pub in there is definitely shut down. But you've got a little restaurant up on the top floor, and a Dunkin' Donuts, I believe, or something in there. Anyway, we're going to take a little trip by it and show you some of the on-campus residences where some of the professors stay. This is something I didn't do when I went to the university 30 years ago. This is kind of like a new territory for me on the university. It's a cul-de-sac, but I know there are houses up here. I just never bothered to walk up here. Now that I have this sort of recumbent transportation, we'll go up there. I'm going at a very slow pace, using only the first 3 gears on my Trike, so I won't be going racing through here at 20 miles an hour or something like that. So I want you to get a good look at all the houses and various structures that comprise this university. And I went to this university in the 1980s, and I have 2 degrees to show for it, a degree in mathematics and computer science, and another degree in economics. All you can see is all the potholes that are still on the pavement. They haven't repaired a lot of this yet. Hopefully they'll get around to it. But it's no problem for this Trike. I can easily get through here. And as you can see, we're nearing the end of this cul-de-sac, and very little activity. It's almost like a neutron bomb went off, left the buildings, but killed all the people. I shouldn't say that, really, but certainly looks deserted, doesn't it? Almost like an abandoned little town. Anyway, I'll swing around through here, and we'll go back into the central core of the university, and we'll head back into the quad, I believe, but we'll go about it through the route that is visible from the highway to show you the front end of the Nichols Arts building. And we'll swing back into the quad a second time. Hope you don't mind the rocking back and forth, but this is all experimental for me. This is the first time I've used a helmet mount. And again, I'm going at a very slow speed, so you won't miss much. I'm not going to turn this into a racing course. There are speed bumps all over the place, and potholes, and a bit of an obstacle course here in some ways.
City.
It's a quiet little university. Parking lot's completely empty on the right, as you can see. I guess we'll swing over onto the front side of the Nichols Arts building that's visible from the highway. This is certainly much different from the 1980s to me. There was always a hub of activity regardless of the time of year. reason, every time I come to this university, it is practically deserted. I don't know if they realize I'm coming down here or not. All decide to hide in the buildings and watch their iPhones or something. But it is a phenomenon that is unique to the 21st century, to say the least. A lot of people don't spend much time outdoors anymore. It's kind of a shame. It's such a beautiful little university, and they all hide in their buildings watching their iPhones, computers, various other things. That all you have to entertain yourself with are these speed bumps out here. But anyway, we'll swing around. That was the Nichols Arts building we went in front of. And this is the connector to the Johnson Signs building here. And we'll go through the arches one more time, a second time, and back into the quad. Hey, what do you know? There's actually a human being out here. I'm not completely alone. No excuse for people not to be outside. Look at that. Fairly bright day. Sun. No possibility of rain. Everybody breathe deep. It's a tight squeeze to get through there, but no problem. And we're back in the quad. Well, there's a jogger out there, so at least somebody's getting their exercise, not just me. And this time we'll swing around and move toward the library. That's the J.H. Price Memorial Library ahead of us. And of course all that's changed since I was here. They used to have the Dewey Decimal System with card racks, and you'd go search for your books, but now it's all online and all computerized. Kind of takes the fun out of research as far as I'm concerned. It was old-fashioned digging up books in there, the old-fashioned way through the Dewey Decimal System and the cards. That's all changed. Everything's so modernized now you can see the effect. Completely abandoned university, all inside with your computers. So anyway, we will swing around the back side of the library here and go into the various maintenance buildings, I guess you'd call them, really. This houses a lot of the equipment that keeps the university neat and tidy and running, all machinery, etc. that they use. And ahead of us is the hockey arena. That's kind of out of season now. It's May, so there certainly won't be any hockey games other than in the NHL, which they never come here, of course. This is only a university hockey arena. And we'll briefly look at the front end of it here. More speed bumps just to keep you awake. Security and maintenance personnel.
Hi.
Back side of the Student Union building ahead. Remember I told you that's where they had the pub. And over there on the left, you have a building that houses more residences and first aid, etc. Almost like a mini hospital in there. More residences ahead. I'm not really allowed to go down that driveway to the right. It's massively enclosed with a cage and it's electrified, I believe. I don't know, to keep the inmates in there, I guess. In some ways, this is almost like a glorified Alcatraz. More speed bumps ahead. Of course, just to keep me awake. We'll swing around. That one's a little rough to go over, so I'll just swing around it. And ahead is Dewhurst Dining Hall. Even that, believe it or not, although that is what feeds probably 60% of the campus, it looks, although it's open, I'm sure, right now, you'd never know it. There's not anyone outside, no one mulling around, mingling around. That's Dewhurst Dining Hall. And someday I'll go in there when I have $5 in my pocket, and maybe I'll be able to get so much as a soft drink. I don't know. I don't think it costs that much in there anymore for food. I think you can still get a good meal. And ahead of us is the sports complex, the J.H. Price sports complex. They've redesigned the whole front end of that building compared to what it was in the 1980s, and as I said, it's almost like like some sort of prison. When you look at it with the way they designed the doors, I'll swing around and show you what those doors look like, and it's almost like they used to be all friendly and glass from end to end, but now it's almost like a prison bar. Prison bars that go across it. I don't know. It's not very friendly to me. What do you think? But anyway, we're at the far end of the campus right now, and I guess I'll go through the back area where I came, and we'll wait for this guy. It's important to keep your eyes open even though there's very little traffic. Believe it or not, that's when accidents happen, when you kind of lose track of where you are and you go into some sort of daydream world. So I gotta stay alert. Or back over the speed bump. Too early in the season for the leaves to be out, but this will be a pretty campus in about another month or so. I occasionally come down here just to be among the young people, but I'm not going to get that privilege today, I guess. A lot of good times, a lot of good memories. But it does very much remind me of a ghost town almost right now. A few cars passing through, but security going by. One of the things I want to take a look at, I don't think there's much to it, but there's an extra driveway that didn't exist, at least back in the 1980s, and I just want to examine it. It's over here, but I think it just links over in front of the Student Union building. Let's go up, just part way at least, and take a little look. Some hitchhikers getting picked up, believe it or not. Good luck. Not something I'd recommend. Yeah, this is swinging over onto the back side of the Student Union building, and that will just lead into a parking lot. I don't think I'm going to bother to climb up through it. I think we'll just turn around here. I have a fairly wide turning circle. I got to back up here. I don't have a reverse on this thing. I've just got to let gravity take its course. I'm going to have to hop the curve just a bit when I make the full turn around, I think. Back up a little little bit more. Take a shot at this. Go over the curb. There we go. And now we'll head back towards the quad, going around the back end of the library again. But anyway, we gotta watch the traffic. Stop where the stop signs are, at least momentarily. I guess he's gonna continue to back up, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Certainly no traffic to bother me out here. Down this road, there seems to be more people than we've encountered during the entire trip so far. Another speed bump, just to make it interesting. Of course, with this Trike, I can't show you the interior of any of these buildings. I wouldn't be allowed, of course. I'd probably cycle through some of it, but I don't think they'd appreciate that. So we'll go in back of these maintenance buildings again and take the little path that goes around the back side of the library. This is the same route we used to come down into the second half of the university, and it will lead back into the quad, which, as I said earlier, the central core of the university. Usually a hub of activity, which is something that kind of astonishes me every time I come down here. It's practically empty. Anyway, we will swing around into the quad again. There's that runner. I think I'm going to beat her to the curb. And we just swing around and go outside the quad again. And I think that will pretty much conclude the tour of this university. There's the back side of the Nichols Arts building again. And we'll go back through the arches one last time. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. It's a nice little university. You can see the McGreer Hall. Go past St. Mark's Chapel on the left now. Again, breathe deeply as I go through. It's a tight squeeze, but we get through. And again, thank you very much. And just as a reminder, just as we leave the university, we get one last reminder of their major investment around here: speed bumps. Anyway, thank you for coming in and watching.